All right, here we go. How's it going, viewers? So, today what we're going to be doing is starting to work on a new raft. Since I haven't streamed this game before, nobody knows, but I do love me some Raft. Been playing it for a while now. Finished all the story missions, so as I'm waiting for the next release, Chapter 3, decided it was time to build a new raft. So we'll take a look at the old one, my famous World War II aircraft carrier style, and we'll start working on the new one. See how far we get. Not going to be a long stream. Let me get the game loaded up here. And there we go. Alright, so here we are on my current raft. Give you guys a quick look around. I'll try to find a tall island so we can get a good shot of it. Right now we're just cruising. I don't think I have the anchor down. As you can see, I do not have a small raft. So let's go up to the deck level, as it were. So yeah, the inspiration for this was a World War II aircraft carrier. Come up here to the deck. As you can see, here we are at the bow. Got my two catapults. Run all the way back here. Here's the landing pad. Got some arrestor hooks over here. These are just zip lines. It was fun. That was a fun little challenge, though, figuring out how to do it. I finally came up with, because I originally had them just standing on the deck, and they were too tall. It looked weird. So I've found a way to build these half ones up here and just stretch them across. And somebody asked, yes, you can ride them, but all you do is this. Whee! Yep, we're looking in between levels. And then you fall down. But hey, still fun. And as you can see, I also got zip lines for riding down from the tower. There's some storage over here. Oh, it's about to be night. So I got a quick place to sleep right here. My crafting table. Blah, blah. I tried to get signs everywhere because I realized after I built this, couldn't figure out where I was going in my own raft, which was kind of funny. So here's the bridge. Got all this stuff. And then way up here, we got the sail. Looks really cool at night, though, with the lights going down the deck. So yeah, I had a much smaller raft, obviously, before this. And after I finished Chapter 2, I got a little bit bored. And looked around for design, found the aircraft carrier. I thought it was kind of just a fun raft to do. So we'll look around, see if we can find an island. But the thing I've noticed with this is it's a little bit on the big side and hard to maneuver around. So I want to make one, I'm thinking about half the size of this. Because I still like having the bigger raft, it's fun. But it's a little bit too big right now. So I looked around for a design. I'm not going to tell you what I came up with, but got a new design I'm going to be working on. So down here, this is our what normally would be the deck where you store the aircraft on the aircraft carrier. On this, it's just empty. Then we go down to the deck. Here's the crew quarters on the second deck. Back, we just got storage. We got the mess. So here you go. You just got tables and stuff. We don't care about that raft coming. This is the music room with our piano and radio. And like I said, I got signs telling you where you're going. This is the LT's bunk. Got a nice hanging desk, plants, pictures, all the stuff you get. And here's my excuse me, here's my room. Nice big painting. You gotta have art and culture when you're trying to survive on the ocean, right? Got the rock tape in my radio, so you can jam out. Oh, yeah. Should be banging your head right now. All right. And then just crew quarters. More crew quarters. And then these are just empty rooms. Hadn't figured out what to do with it. That was kind of the problem, is I built all these rooms, spent all this time, painted it, you know, made it look cool, and I couldn't figure out what to do with it because this thing is just freaking massive. Like, just clearing the traps takes forever. What you end up doing is literally like halfway, or I get overloaded, and you just gotta come through here and just dump everything. But one of the more difficult parts of Raft is how quickly your hunger and thirst goes. And so one of the secrets I found, I'll tell you one of my secrets, is the vegetable stew. Alright, if you're new to Raft, learn the vegetable stew, right? It's any combination of beets and potatoes. You need 4 total. Doesn't matter how many of each or whatever, but you get your cooking table, and you can basically keep your guy fed forever. Alright, I'm looking for an island so I can get a good shot of this massive raft here, but not finding one yet. Let's go all the way up top. So yeah, you can see the bow. Oh, there's an island, although it's not a tall one. We need a big island, because with this thing being so freaking tall, you really need one of the big islands to see how big it is. But here, I'll go jump off the front. Do a little swimming. Just to give you an idea of the size of this monstrosity that I built. I'm scared to look and think about how many hours it took me to build this thing. But it's coming down. We're building a new raft. Alright, so let's get going. So the first thing when I build a new raft like this, and what I did on this one kind of worked pretty well. Let's just do a quick little like bridge basically. Oh, need to grab some metal. And always, of course, supply up before you start, because you're going to go through supplies like crazy when you're doing this. Alright, so this is going to be your little bridge. So you want to fortify it first, obviously, before you start, so Mr. Shark doesn't eat your brand new raft that you're working on. So just do a little bridge like this, and you'll basically build your new raft next to your old one. That way you can transfer everything over, and you don't lose anything. Alright, so we're going to start with the... Oh, before I do that, like I was saying, food and water. Pain in the ass in this game, even when you're building, or especially when you're building. Go up to where my cooking pot is. Alright. Oh, I got some drumsticks with jam ready to go. Easy. Once I get stuff going, I always start my next meal just to have it ready to go. And like I was saying, man, this vegetable stew stuff is the best because you get potatoes and beets from barrels, and you can basically just keep yourself sustained forever on it. So you don't have to worry about food, which is really nice when you're doing a big build like this. Not having to worry about keeping your guy fed. You still got to run up and do it every now and then, but you also get the nice health boost. keep looking out. Ooh, we got a good island. All right, we're going to head for this island real fast before we start so I can give you guys a shot of the raft. All the way we go up. Yes, this thing is freaking massive. Oh, we're headed right at it. Sweet. Oh, yeah, we'll get a nice shot from this. Is this the captain's island? Nah. One of the techniques I found with this raft, since it's so much longer than it is wide, and all my nets are sideways, I always go sideways into the wind like this, so you catch everything. And I literally clear, you can see the pile of junk that comes from the ocean. I clear the entire thing. Because this boat is actually bigger than the trail of junk. But it is a pain in the butt to move around, so. Let's head this way a little bit. Oh yeah, we'll get a nice shot here. Alright, let's get this bad boy anchored. Oh my god, I got stuck. So yeah, that gives you an idea of how big the boat is. Pretty crazy, right? I think I spent a week building this thing. It tells you how bored I was, but it was fun. The oil tanker raft stream? Yes, yes. What's up, Colfax? How you doing, buddy? I've watched Waterworld so much, and I decided I wanted to be the next big bad boss. So I went for it. Nah, I'm just bored, man. Chilling. Waiting for Sark to start streaming. I'll go jump over and watch him when he pipes up. But working on this new raft. So I got a design. I've had this thing for a few months. Decided it was too big. So I'm going to get rid of it. But yeah, 4 levels. Fucking crazy. I don't know what I was thinking with this. Like, I started this and I got done with the first level and I was like, dude, what am I thinking? This is nuts. But it turned out pretty damn cool. You've seen the pics. You know. Hope you're doing well, man. You gonna be in Sark stream later? I'm sure you will. I think he said they're playing like Green Hell. That's gonna be hilarious. Alright, so we're gonna get the boat moving again, and then I'll start working on the new raft. Hopefully the stream looks okay. I had funky stuff going with my bitrate. Let me know if the quality looks like shit. Nice. Yeah, dude, Sark streams are freaking hilarious. I'm so glad he started streaming. I was bugging him for a while to do it. And it's nice to see him doing regular streams. One of the best gamers I've ever known. I love that guy. And if you ever, I don't know if you've ever met him, but if you ever get to know him or meet him in real life, man, he's genuinely one of the best dudes I've ever known. Loved working with him. Nice. Thanks, Colfax. Yeah, this is only the second stream I've ever done, so I'm just getting to know how it all works. I'm going to get my room set up so I can actually get a cam going and stuff like that, but just something to try. Although I stream weird games, so. But just to warn you, this is going to be boring because I'm literally just building a raft. That's all I'm doing today, so it's nothing too exciting. All right, let me grab a bunch of materials. All right, I'm going to ditch some of my extra food here. Alright, so first we're just going to be doing the base structure. Just grab a ton of wood and plastic. Sad part is I'll go through this so fast. Alright. How long did I say this was going to be? 20 minutes. Oh god, I lost count. $16, $17, $18, $19. 23. All right, so that's how long the new raft is going to be. 23. The old one was like 40, I think. Something ridiculous like that. Look at that. As soon as I do it, he shows up. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do, Colfax. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm taking down the tanker. It's been fun, but it's too big. It's so hard to maneuver around, and I want to do a new design. It was just fun. It was more just to see if I could build something that freaking big. You know, one of the things I don't like about this game, for some reason it always takes, like I always keep, you know, wood and plastic up here in the same order. It always takes it from the top. I don't know why. I wish it took it from the bottom first. It'd be so much easier to keep stuff organized. I know, first world problems. Yeah, I did it all solo, man. I have one buddy that I play this game with, but we always go on his raft. So when I'm on my raft, I always play it solo. It's freaking nuts. I don't know what I was thinking. But it was more like I just started doing it just to see if I could do it is why I started, right? See if I could build something that big. And then it was like, all right, well, if I'm going to make it an aircraft carrier, it's got to be the right size. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was nuts. It took me 2 days just to build the first level. And I mean 8-hour streams, you know, or 8-hour sessions. Because, like, you'll build for a while, and then, you know, when you're doing something this big, you got to stop and get more resources because you go through them so fast, no matter how much you collect. I did not think it through well. Like, look at that. Look at how much metal I just went through. And that's not even close to what I'm going to need. But the hardest part is the fortifying, right? When you're doing something this big, this thing, I think it ended up being 40 or 50 tiles long. And it's 10 or 12 wide. And so it's like I had to collect like 500 chunks of metal just to fortify just the outer ring. So the shark can't eat it. And you can see, it's fortified, man. The whole outside edge and all the nets are fortified. So the shark can't eat them. Because the last thing you want is him taking a chunk out, right? Because if he takes a chunk out of this, I lose everything above it. Crazy. So the new design, I'll tell you, Colfax, because you're the only one here, is I'm going to build an old school paddle wheel style boat. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be roughly half the size of this. But it's still going to need 2 motors. And I thought it'd be kind of cool since, you know, they do these paddle wheel style motors. I was like, I'm just going to do an old school paddle wheel. So I looked up some pictures of old school paddle wheels, and that's what I'm going to use as the basis for the design. Thanks, brother. Yeah. Here, I'll give you a little tour. We're just chilling. So here's the second level. I did crew quarters on this one. So I got, you know, just rooms for everybody. You know what was really funny is after I built this, my buddy hopped on and played with me. And he was like, dude, you're going to need like 1,000,000 lanterns to light this all. Because when you're running at night like this, you couldn't see anything. So yeah, I got like crew quarters and stuff like that. Then third deck. This is just where you would keep the aircraft if we had any. I think it was you I was talking about with the arrestor hooks. Here's how I did them. Dude, if Shark shows up, I'll let him help me destroy it. But yeah, I won't get it destroyed. Like I have to build the whole other boat. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, there you can see the other one. So it's gonna take me days. So this one will be around for a while. We'll see if Sarky wants to jump in. But of course, if I brought Sark in, all of a sudden, then there'd be like 2,000 people watching. That would be nuts. But yeah, here's my arrestor hooks. So when you ride them, this is the fun part, right? When you ride them, you just kind of go, it like glitches out and you go in between. You're just like, oh shit. And then you just swing back and forth for a while. But it was just fun to do. But yeah, and you can see the tower and everything. But pretty nuts. It was one of those ones, I think I was like a quarter of the way through it, and I was just like, man, I should just stop. Because my old one was like a quarter this size, and it was the right size raft for this game. You know, it was just big enough to have animals and everything and storage and all that. And this thing is just massive. But hey, once you get started, you can't stop, right? Alright. Get some more building going. See if we can't get the at least the edge of this built. Yeah. It was some dedication. And then, well, it's like, you know, when you're building something like that, you're like, man, people are going to go crazy when they see this. So it's like you start doing it and you're like, I should stop. This is nuts. What am I thinking? And then you're like, nah, man, everybody's going to love this thing when it's done. And when I was done looking at it, like when I went, well, the first time, you saw the pictures, the first time I got up on one of the big islands, the super tall ones, and took a look at it, it was just like, damn, all right, that's pretty freaking cool. So then I was, even though it took forever, I was happy with the way it turned out. And it's fun because, like, especially for me in this, it's like you're not doing it in crafting mode where you just get everything. So you got to collect the resources and keep your guy going and all that while you're still doing it. You know, it's still fun. Like, a buddy of mine had tried to get me to play it, and I never did. And then I saw, same as you, I saw Sark stream it, and I was like, oh, all right, that looks pretty fun, and I bought it. Man, it's a blast. It really is. It's worth picking up. You know, just wait for a sale. I think I got it on sale. It was like under $10. And it's like, the story is fun as hell. But yeah, I mean, you've seen it. Luckily for me, when I started, Sark had just played it like a couple times, so he hadn't gotten very far into the story. But I tell you, I still say it's worth it. If you like survival games. If you don't like survival games, skip it, but it's probably the funnest survival game I've ever played. Get all my stuff reorganized. But look at that. I just did the outer ring, and I used up like all the wood and plastic that I had saved up. means I'll have to start doing some collecting. Dude, I hear you on that, brother. It's like, and they just had the sale, right? I don't know about you. Every time they have the freaking sale, I go and buy like 4 or 5 new games. And I'm just like, what am I doing? I have so many that I haven't played. And we'll have to yell at Sark about this. He always plays stuff that I hadn't seen before. So it's like, oh, now I have Green Hell sitting there waiting to play, you know? And it's just like, I don't need more games. I need less games. Don't tell him that. But hey, you know, at least his is a dick-shaped dinghy, right? So he's got that going for him. You should see, if you think this thing is big, my buddy Glyrindon, who doesn't stream, he used to stream on Caffeine, but he doesn't stream anymore. Maybe we can get him to start. His raft is bigger than this. It's not as tall, but his, I shit you not, needs 6 engines to even move. How freaking crazy is that? 6 engines to move. This one actually only needs, I think, 3. I just put the 4th in there for symmetry. But it was like he was starting to build the engines and he thought the game was broken because it wasn't moving. And I was like, no, dude, you know, each engine is only 100 squares. And he was like, oh, and he started counting and he has like 550 squares on his base level. It's insane. So now you can see kind of the size of the new one. Much more reasonable. I'll see. I kind of like that size. I think that'll be good. I may make it a little bit longer. We'll see as we go along. May take the front out a little bit. But check that out, right? All I did was the outside edge, and like all the resources I've built up are pretty much gone. And I collected for like a day. But the nice part is, when you play this game, Colfax, all you have to do now, they fixed it. It used to be you had to do this, whatever they call it, the foundation armor on everything, every single square. They don't do that anymore. Now, if you just do it on the outside, the shark won't attack the inside stuff. So, like, when you're building a raft, fortify the outside as soon as you can. And then you don't have to worry about the shark eating it. It takes away, like, one of the most annoying parts of the game when you're first starting out. Because now you can just chill, so you can build all the stuff in the middle. So I'm not going to keep this square. I'll do a little bit of shaping, but at least now I know the shark isn't going to eat it while I'm building. But the nice part is, since this boat is so huge, look at my nets, dude. Just wait until you see how much crap I get from these nets. Like, oh, see, I'm already full. I already filled up everything I had. So you just toss out the stuff you don't need. We don't need any of this. But it's like, all that stuff I used, you know, the only thing you don't get back is the metal. Because you have to dive to get that around islands. But it's like the wood and plastic, which is what I need right now. Get rid of all this. Oh, the scrap is good too. The scrap is nice. Always save scrap. And there's still all this. This is all wood planks. So it's like when you're building a raft, this is why I keep the old one around, is because it does all the collecting for me. Still got too much. So what I'll do is I just come through, dump all this stuff, and you just collect your nets, come through here, and then just use what you picked up. Now the back I'm going to do a little bit of a weird design, but I'll fill it all in first. So now you just go collect all this stuff, and I mean, like, I know, this is super boring, right? You got to be dedicated when you do huge builds like this. Because you're literally just like, get your dude food, get your dude water, go empty the nets, pick up all the wood and plastic, and just keep doing this over and over for days. Now, the one thing I have noticed is if you leave it open like this, the shark will come and attack these ones. Right? So like these guys, he'll come and attack these. So you've got to fill in as fast as you can all around to keep him from attacking stuff. But you can see that. Like, that was just half of emptying my nets, and I've pretty much filled in half of this huge-ass freaking new raft. So it's like, once you get the net set up and you got a raft big enough... Oh, we're about to run into an island. It's like this game, when you first start out, it's all about, like, you're spending so much time. I mean, you saw Sark, and he's right. The first hour or two of this game is tough. Because just trying to keep your guy alive is nuts. Yeah, one anchor. And even my buddy's raft that's bigger than mine, one tiny little anchor will stop it. And what's funny, you can be plowing at full speed and just drop that anchor, and it's like you hit a freaking air brake, dude. It just stops on a dime. Who needs disc brakes, man? You just need a freaking anchor from Raft, and you're good to go. All right, let's get up to the sail and get stuck off this island. One of the funniest glitches I ever ran into, speaking of physics, there used to be this bug where when you would run into islands like this, and it was my old raft, not this one. I don't know what it was, but my animals would sometimes end up on the island. And I kept like, I would come back into the game the next day and I would be missing a goat or a llama. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I couldn't figure it out. And then once I was leaving like this and I just looked back and I saw all my animals just sitting on the island. And I was like, holy shit. And so I finally figured out what was happening is when my boat would run in to an island, for some reason, the animals would sometimes just leap onto the island. And they weren't like jumping off. They were just glitching out. Thank God they fixed that one, because, man, I lost so many animals to that. And it's nice the animals don't die anymore. It used to be if you didn't feed them, they would actually die. And it would just, like, leave their little name tag. It was hilarious, but they don't die anymore. They just stop producing milk or whatever if you don't water the grass. Yeah, you can see I got my goats. A couple llamas. I got 2 of everything, 2 chickens. Don't know what they're useful for, but I got them. The chickens are actually the best one because they do the eggs, and when you start doing biofuel, the eggs are a great source to make biofuel. But dude, if you get this game, you want to run some duos with me, let me know, man. We'll play. I love Raft. Doing the story mode is so much freaking fun. I think Chapter 3 is supposed to come out in a couple months. I can't get this bottom layer finished. It's so funny when you've played this game as long as I have. You think back to when you first start and you got that little 4-square raft and you're like struggling just to, you know, use your hook. I haven't done this in forever. You're sitting out here going, oh God, a piece of plastic. Oh, and you grab it and it's like heaven. Now it's like you just have all these nets and I just run along and collect it. It's almost like cheating. Don't tell anybody. Oh, nice, dude. You're building your first PC? Oh, that's so cool. I just built a new one a couple months ago. The one I'm playing on now. Got my 3080 not too long ago. Oh my god. 30 series graphics cards are ridiculous. I cannot believe how powerful this thing was. Like, my old card was no slouch, but, you know, this one is like everything tripled in speed. But dude, building a PC is so much fun. The first time you fire it up and it works, it's such a great feeling. And it's like, what you can build for the money is crazy. How crazy did you go with your PC? I'm guessing probably AMD because everybody does AMD these days. Although not me. I'm an Intel fanboy. Don't know why. I am. Probably because my old computer lasted like over 10 years and I could still play everything at good resolution. Oh, really? Yeah, there's, I heard about that. Price is going nuts because there's been a run on silicon. And so nobody can get supplies right now. It's crazy. Because I built mine maybe, I don't know, I'd say not even 6 months ago I built this PC, and everything was super cheap. And I just lucked out because right after that, everything went crazy. But hey, the good news is for Raft, you don't need a high-end PC. This game doesn't take a lot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, currency is a pain in the ass. Here's the funny part. Think about this in real life. We were talking about physics earlier. All right, so we got this monstrosity, right? And I built the new one. And it's just connected by these two little things as a storm blows through. How strong would this have to be in real life to hold these two behemoths together? Yeah, that's all you need. I play 1080p too. I want to get one of those, the new ultra wide, not the 32 by 9s with the curves. They have some really cool ones out. I want to get one of those, but they're all 1080p. I'm hoping somebody will come out with a 1440 one pretty soon that doesn't cost freaking $2,000 like they do right now. Get one of those for like $1,000. Because for me, I edit, so it's like I always have two monitors working. But just being able to reorganize everything onto one monitor would be so freaking nice. Alright, I'm going to sleep so we can get back to the daytime. But yeah, it's like I got this Mammoth 3080 and I don't need it. It's like because I play 1080p. Even on two monitors, I crank everything up to ultra, even on flight sims, and it's like the card's at like 30%. Like it's not even working. The best thing is go on YouTube. I think it's Newegg. And a couple people. There's a few of them. But the one I watched was Newegg. And they do literally step by step. It's really not hard. Just go slow. And it's like, you'll freak out because the first thing you do is put in the chip. Don't freak out. It's easy. It really is easy. You're just plugging in components. If you've ever replaced cards before, that's all you're doing. It's like replacing a bunch of cards at once. Putting in the chip is nothing. The hardest part is putting on the fan because you're working with thermal paste. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, there you go. Linus's is awesome. Yeah, Paul's Hardware, they're all great. Oh, dude, if you already got the CPU in the socket, you're good to go, man. The most nerve-wracking part for me is you always update your BIOS, and it's like you always freak out that the power's going to turn off or something like that, but the new computers are so good even if that happens. Because in the old days, if you were updating your BIOS and you lost power, the motherboard was fried. It was just gone. Nowadays, they make it so they can actually recover from that. So it's not as bad. But the paste, don't worry about it. You don't need it that much. Literally what I do is I just make an X and then a dot kind of towards the edge in the holes, and you don't need much, but don't worry about it anymore. And what I did is just get before you do the BIOS, get a battery backup. So you have a battery backup that powers it, so even if you lose power, it'll keep you going plenty long enough. Updating the BIOS takes 2-3 minutes tops. So you get a battery backup, and you won't have to worry about that. But even if it does frag from that, nowadays you can just download the BIOS onto a USB stick and reload it from that. So it's not like the old days where if it happened, it was just you had a brick. Now you can fix it. I'm trying to decide if this is too wide or not. I kind of like it. Alright, so No, you don't want to do that because if you pull it off, you have to clean it and repaste it. Once you squeeze the paste, it's got to stay on. I mean, what you can do is if you're worried about the amount, you can do that, take it off, and see how the coverage was, and then clean it with just rubbing alcohol and do it again. But you've got to start over once you remove the fan or the cooler if you're using NaIO or something like that. But seriously, like an X or a T across, whatever, you'll get plenty of paste. The worst part is if you're using metallic paste and you use too much and it goes into the edges, that can actually fry the chip. But oh yeah, all right. Then yeah, literally like it doesn't take much. You can just do a pea-sized dot in the middle and it's enough. I like the X because you get a little bit more even spread. But everybody freaks out about the paste. Don't. It's not that hard. It's not that big of a deal. And it'll spread out fine. The pressure you put on it will spread it out. The stuff's amazing, especially nowadays. Like the paste is so good, you don't even have to worry about it. All right. But you'll be fine. I'm going to put some of this stuff away. Oh, man, everything got messed up. Let me reorganize. A little bit here. Okay. But yeah, don't freak out about the paste. I'm sure you'll have plenty on there. This. All right. Yeah, even if it goes over the sides a little bit, the stuff that came with it is not going to be metallic, so it won't conduct electricity. So even if you get some into the socket on the chip, it won't fry your chip because it doesn't conduct electricity. I've seen people put way too much paste on, and it doesn't hurt anything. But I know, like, the first time you build this PC, it's like the most freaking out part is the paste because you hear all these horror stories, and it's not. It's over. People overdo it. You'd be amazed at how much paste some people put on. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be doing, I'm probably going to have to do some more fortifying, but I'm going to put my engines back here. Yeah, man, you'll see, like, after you're done with it and you fire it up and it works, you'll be like, oh man, why was I so worried about the paste? Because I was the same way. The first time I built a PC, I was freaking out about the paste, but luckily I had a buddy who had built a few PCs before me, and he was like, oh yeah, everybody freaks out about it. Don't worry about it. And it's true. It's one of those things that you hear people talking about paste all the time. And once you build a couple PCs, you realize it's not nearly as big of a deal as people make it out to be. I personally don't know anybody who's fragged a chip from paste. Never. But you want... Here's the real horror story. Back in the G4 days, Sark was building his first ever PC, right? And like, so he's doing all the research, and he had done, he'd done his due diligence. He had done a good job. He had a great build. But back then they didn't have stuff like PC Parts Picker and stuff like that told you about compatibility. And so he spent, decent computer and all that, fired it up for the first time, and the thing wouldn't work. And he finally found out, like, he investigated forever and found out his parts just weren't compatible. So he had to basically start over. And it was like the most frustrating thing ever because he tried replacing components and whatever and could never figure. I don't know if he ever figured out what it was that wouldn't work. But it was just literally something with his components just did not like each other and the damn thing would never fire up. And it was like, you know, this is back in the day when we're not making that much money. He'd spent a ton of cash on it. And it's just like firing up and it just like the screen would just black, nothing. It was just like, I think it took him like a month to figure it out. It was just like, oh, Jesus. So he finally got a new one up and running. Yeah, it was like, it was such a nightmare. And like, I felt so bad because like I'm helping him pick parts and a couple people were. That was just the damn thing wouldn't fire up. It was just like, what could you do? Like, you couldn't figure it out. So finally got it up and running though. Well, a new PC. And it was like, we would take components, I think. My buddy, old buddy of ours, Brennan, who was like, he was a true competitive gamer, but he finally was just like, dude, there's something wrong, just start over, and like helped him pick new parts and got it up and running. But it was just like, could you imagine, like, you save up a couple months worth of money, you know, to build this PC, and like you're doing it to game and everything, and you fire it up and the damn thing won't work. And it's like you try a different RAM, try all this stuff, and it just won't work. It's just like, oh, man. Knock on wood, that's never happened to me. My all the PCs I've built have worked from the beginning. And now with, like, even Newegg and PC Parts Picker and all those wonderful sites that tell you what's compatible, you don't have stuff like that. But I felt so bad. It was just like, oh, my God. All right, let's get off this frickin' island. The other problem with the boat this big, by the way, or a raft, I should say, since we're playing Raft, with a raft this big, is you always run into islands. Oh, this is one of the big islands. Oh, there's the annoying screecher. Hate that frickin' bird. That thing is a pain in the ass to kill. All right, there we go. All right, so you can kind of see the design I'm going to go for here is I'm going to have the two. I made this just the right size for two motors. Oh God, what if I did make an oil tanker? That would be nuts. But no, we're going old school paddle wheel, man. Mississippi River style. So I'm going to put two motors back here, which I can actually grab them and pull them over now. I think, like, the building part, to me, some people think this is the annoying part. Dude, I think this is the fun part, because it's like you start doing your second levels and stuff like that and messing around with it. To me, the most annoying part is transferring everything over. Because it's like you think about all the stuff I have over there. When you're getting ready to disassemble the old one, it's like, of course I'm going to have an illegal card room. Are you kidding? We're going to have hookers, we're going to have blow, we're going to have everything on this bad boy. But it's like you have to make new storage, and this is how many slots you have. So you think about how much stuff I have over there and moving it all over to the new raft. Dude, when I did it on this one, it took me over a day of just picking stuff up, filling my inventory, moving it over, emptying it out. It's like so annoying. All right, let's grab an engine. No, that's one thing they desperately need to fix on this is you cannot move a chest with the items when you if you just hit remove like I did with the engine with the chest, it literally just spits everything out into little boxes all over it. And if you don't pick them up in time, they disappear. It sucks. So you have to empty the chest before you can remove it, or you lose all the stuff inside of it. Definitely something I hope in an update they fix. Because it is not fun. Alright, so there's going to be my new My new motors. And now, you know, when you get to the end, you get these big chests. Imagine if I remove this. All this stuff would just fall out. And yes, I have made this mistake. This is how I learned. It's more than the inventory I have in space. So it's like trying to collect all this stuff before it disappears. You're just like, holy shit. So you just put the chest back down and quickly pick everything up and put it back in there. But it's like, it doesn't drop. The other thing is, it doesn't drop one container of 29 paints or whatever. It drops 29 separate little boxes. So you have to pick up all 29 and put them back in there. It's like, yeah, it's an oh shit moment, brother. You're just like, what did I just do? Oh yeah, that's going to work out nice. I like that size. So yeah, it's going to be quite a bit smaller, but much more manageable. I think I'm going to do 3 stories on this one. Not sure. Haven't decided yet. When I'm building these, I just kind of, I do like a basic layout, and then I start messing with it. But the most important part is you got to kind of like work really hard at the bottom level. Because once you start building up on it, you can't remove anything on the bottom level afterwards, or it takes apart anything that's like connected to it above. As I'm about to die of thirst. But the funny part is sometimes the physics will mess up, and like you'll remove a support beam, which should remove the stuff above it, but it doesn't. So you'll have like these floating things in the middle of the air. It's kind of funny. So when I was taking down my old raft, I was like, oh, I'll just knock out everything on the base level, and it'll take out the, because it was 2 or 3 stories, and it'll take out everything above it. And all of a sudden I looked up, and like 2 stories up, so imagine if you came up here, and there was like, that was just floating in midair. And I was like, how do I even get to that to take it down? I had to build a new structure to get up to the old structure so I could take it down. It was annoying. So I learned when you take stuff down, you got to do it from the top. Oh, it's nighttime again. Building at night is annoying. We'll sleep. Sleep so we can get back to the day. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I had my mic muted. Didn't even realize it. Uh, yes, I am a quality streamer. Had muted my mic and didn't even realize it. Yes, Colfax. I'm gonna try streaming on Fridays about this time before Sark, unless I get crazy busy. But yeah, at least for the next month or so, I'm gonna try it out and see. And you just missed a great story I was telling about playing World of Warcraft with Sark. My bad. Oh boy, how you can tell? Yeah, I'm thinking about it. We'll see. Just something to do. Yeah, I was literally talking to myself, thinking I was telling you a story. And if you talk to my friends, they'll tell you I talk to myself a lot. It's kind of a normal thing with me. So, as one of those things, right? Think about talking to yourself. What Castaway did better than like any of those other survival movies is how much Tom Hanks talked to himself. Because think about it, when you're doing stuff, you hit your nail, you hit your thumb with a hammer or something. Everybody yells at themselves when they do something stupid, and it's always when you do something stupid. I don't know anybody who doesn't talk to themselves. It's one of those things. I love that movie. It's one of those things I really loved about that is how he would just speak to himself in frustration, because I do that. Also, I've been known to throw a controller or two. I get into gaming a little bit too much. But no, I was just with my mic muted. I was telling a story of how back in the G4 days, Sark got me to try out World of Warcraft with all the ex players were trying it, and they were all huge into it. And I always hated MMORPGs, so I never wanted to play. But he's like, nah, it's a free month. Come on, you gotta try it. And it was like I hated it. But I grinded with him every night, and we would play till like 4 in the morning. And I finally it's getting towards the end of the month, and I'm like, I don't want to pay $15 a month to play this game. And they're like, no, you gotta come on a raid with us. We'll do one of these big raids. And no insults if you love World of Warcraft, but I can't stand it. But we finally started doing the raids, and I was like, wait, I've been grinding night after night, hours upon hours, and like the end is it's just a group of us, and we go take on a big monster, and you just hit the buttons for what you want. It's like it felt like it took no skill, right? Because it's just you've leveled up enough that now you have the stats to build it or to beat it. That's not me, I was just like, this is boring. And so at the end of the free month, I just stopped playing, and I never played it again. I was just like, yeah, no, not for me. I have a lot of friends who love that game, and they're into it, but not my style. No, actually, the game I play more than anything is League of Legends, man. I have a bunch of friends who, after G4 went went over to Riot, and I've been playing that. God, probably 7 years I've been playing that game. That game is addicting because it's like, I think the thing I like about it is like I don't know, it's not really the style of game. Like I never thought I'd be into it, but what I love about it is there's so much strategy to it. So it's not just like Call of Duty games and stuff like that, which have some strategy, but it's not really. But like League of Legends, you're always playing with a team, and I play with strangers, and it's like you have to know how to move around the board right, and you have to have that combination of like button skills as well. And it's like it's the best combination I've ever seen of like just mechanical skill but also strategy. So it's like the chess of video games, but with mechanical skill built in. But I dig it. Hey, you and me both, man. I have weird taste in games. Like I play simulators more than anything, like flight sims, and I've been playing American Truck Simulator. You feeling bad for the shark? Do you want me to jump in the water so he can bite me? Make him feel better? Hey, he's eaten enough of my raft, and think about how sad his life is anyway, where he's eating wood. That's what all right, let's see if we can find him. I don't even see him. Oh, there he is. He found me. There he is. Look, he's going to come back. Ready? Oh, got him. Yeah, see, we'll chase him along. Come here. Hey, buddy. I'm sorry. Look at how nasty he looks, too. Like, that's a mean-ass shark right there. As my raft is just trailing away from me. Oh, now he's biting me like crazy. Uh-oh, we made him mad. Woo, back to the safety. I think we made him mad, man. He was you know, you're right. He was pissed off that he hasn't gotten to eat my raft in a long time. He was taking it out on me pretty serious there. That can happen. If you have your sail up, your raft can actually outrun you. And then you basically just have to die and respawn on your raft. Which is funny. But sad if it actually happens to you. I don't think I had my sail up. That would be really funny if my sail was up and that's why it was getting away from me. Let's see how much of a noob I am. Okay, good. Whew, sail wasn't down. Imagine if, like, you did that and your boat outran you and you lost everything. And it's like you had been working on your raft for weeks and you just did something stupid like that and your raft was gone. Kind of like when they first played Raft and that dude hacked in and just destroyed their entire raft. The nice part is with this game they actually have like old saves for like the last day or so. So even if you did that. Oh man. That would be freaking brutal. All right, I got to empty my nets. Yeah, look at how much stuff gets collected on this thing like oh, I should put the metal away. Hang on. See how big this was? It's like Spaceballs, man. Ship is so freaking big it takes forever just to run to my storage containers. Alright, so next we're going to start on the... I'm going to build a second level here. This is where the design gets kind of fun, because, like... Oh, God, it's already full. Potatoes. Don't need potatoes. Don't need stone. Don't need any of that stuff. We do want these, though. Don't need that right now. Actually, I probably should have kept the scrap, but... Look at all that stuff. Look at that. I emptied like 3 nets and my dude is already full. Oh man, it's all stuff I need too. That's the nice part about our app this size is like, look how fast I can fill everything back up. It's pretty absurd. But yeah, so this is the really fun part of building a new raft to me is like when you start doing the second and third levels, because that's when you're really kind of designing it and crafting how you're going to do it. Because like I have a basic drawing of what I'm thinking about doing, and I have a picture of an old steam wheel ship, paddle wheel boat that I'm using. But it's like now we have the base layer, but now you're doing like all the second layers and all that stuff. And this is when it gets really fun because you're just messing around and trying different stuff out so you find what you like. If you like crafting style games. Finish emptying this stuff. Oh my god. Look at all the stuff I dropped. Imagine doing this before you had the freaking backpack when you get these extra like 10 slots. All you have is the first 15. Sucks. Let's make some nails. Alright, we got everything finally. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is the stilts. One thing I started doing on... God, this is like... I don't even know how many rafts I've built. I think this is the third big raft I've built. One I figured out when I was redesigning my first one was... they have these stilts, right? And they have the full-size ones. But then they have these half ones. And you can actually put them on top of each other to make like a little bit taller. So if you go up one level and you see... This is a normal one, right? This is the full-size one. But then this is like 1.5, so you can do like this really tall first level. I don't know why. I do that like on every raft and I dig it. Because you can actually jump without hitting your head. When you go on these and you jump, you run into it. So it's like I got tired of bouncing my head, so I started doing these tall levels so you can just run in. Oh my god, I jumped into the frickin' shark. Pro skills. So what we're gonna need now is pillars. Alright. Cool, man. I will see you on Sark Stream. Thanks for stopping by. Hope I see you around more if I start doing this regularly, which like I said, I'm going to try to. And yeah, I'll see you on Sark's Stream. Say that 3 times fast. And hey, good luck with the PC, man. I can't wait to hear how it turns out. Later, buddy. check on the animals. Make sure my animals are getting water. Alright, that's good. One battery good. That one's good. Check this one. Oh, that one's empty. Get the charger going. And empty the nets. So many planks. Finish emptying all this stuff. Since these can only collect so much, always good to every now and then go through and empty everything. We're alright on food. Okay, so we're doing more stilts, so I need wood and nails. We don't need plastic right now. Actually, I don't think I need plastic for anything anymore. Let's see if I remember right. Because I'm doing second levels now, which is just wood. Yeah, I really only need the plastic for the first level. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out a line of the plastic. Just to make space. That way I can make a bunch of nails. Because those I am going to need, since we're doing stilts. Playing this game, you start to learn what each of these things needs. You start to learn what you're going to need for the next part of your builds. You need planks for pretty much everything, though. Can never have enough planks in this game. So the one problem, I do like doing this story and a half, but the problem with it is, one of your ways to get up and down is ladders, but the ladders won't reach a story and a half, and there's like no way to do a ladder up to there. So you have to do staircase, so you have to do like this double staircase. So that's one of the reasons I only do it on the first level, so I just have to do stairs on the first level to get up to the second level. And then the upper levels I just do one, so I can do either a staircase or a ladder. It's one of those things, I wish they would do like a 1.5 staircase, or you could do a 1.5 ladder would be nice, but they don't, so. But you find workarounds. The building in this game is not the best, so you gotta find workarounds a lot of times if you want to do some more interesting stuff, but that's part of the fun. It's part of the challenge. Get my dude some water. Let's check on this battery that I had charging. Yep. Always keep your animals hydrated. Very important. You can see they had already gone through half a tank of water. Jeez. They're thirsty. I may want to move this staircase forward so I don't have this little weird tail right now, because I kind of want the back to be flat. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. I need to go empty the nets. The builder's grind. Keep a couple nails, but right now we really just need a bunch of planks. I do want to add one more thing back here. I'm going to do a bit of an overhang. That'll be fun. I like that. Okay. More planks. Let's put these nails away. Don't need those right now. Got plenty for what we're doing now. Okay. But yeah, I collected all that wood, and I'm not even through 2 layers, and I've pretty much used up all my resources. That's what I find in building, is you'll build for a while, and then you just got to collect all your resources back up, then build for a while, and rinse, repeat. But it gives you time to think about the design, if you're happy with the way things are going. Right now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to do more staircases up and down. I'll probably do like one halfway through and then another one at the front of the boat. That should be enough. But I also got to think about ways to get down and do like some drop portals and stuff like that. We'll see. It's really the only hard part of designing stuff like this is figuring out ways up and down that, you know, you can move fast. Because honestly, the game isn't really designed to do rafts this size, but that's why we do them. I may actually take out that very outside. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think what I'm going to do is make this not quite as wide here. That way you can just drop down. Let's see. I might have to rearrange my stilts if I do that, though. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely think I like that. Then you can just drop down like that. Alright. I need daytime. Go find a bed to sleep real fast so I can see what's going on. Trying to build night is a pain in the butt. Alright, let's see. As the sun comes up on another beautiful day on Raft. Look at that sunrise. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, I say. Alright, so the question now is... Let's try something. I think what I might end up doing is redoing all these stilts that I just did. The fun of building a raft. When you realize you did something suboptimally and you got to redo it. Although I might do... Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's see. Yeah, because it's 3 stilts instead of 4 if I do it this way. Makes it more open. Well, that means we're going to need a lot more. We're going to need a lot more nails because I have to redo all of these damn stilts. Rip. And of course you don't get as many back as you used to build it, but that's alright. Figured it out early enough that it's not that big of a deal. Just a little bit of a pain. And I broke my axe. I need a bolt. There's a bolt. Alright. Back to chopping. Chop, 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 chop. All this work having to be redone. But that's okay. That's okay. That's why we play the game, right? Because life isn't enough work. We like making more of it. Did you see my goat just looking at me all sad? He was like, hey dude, can I come over to the new raft? Look at the llamas. They're all like, why are you over there? Alright, so let's go through and redo everything. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. It's always depressing when you're doing this and you miss one of them and like you knock out one of these old structures and all the stuff above it just disappears. You're like, oh, I missed something. So far so good though. Okay. Alright, now. Let's see if we get this looking better. Yeah, I definitely like it better without the stilts on the outside. It's just a cleaner look. It also be nice if there was a way to like do reinforced stuff so you didn't have to have stilts every other, you know, little things. Looks like I accidentally added an extra one. Okay, think we got it pretty much fixed now. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks way better. Definitely worth. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Do a little bit of reorganizing here. The good part is you get half the nails back that you use when you axe that stuff, so it's not so bad. Looks like my ship is turned here. Let's fix that. Ooh. Get some water before my dude starts dying. Looks like I need some food too. While the storm's rolling through, let's just go do some of the housekeeping that you gotta do in Raft. By that I mean eat. No problem. We got it working. My boat got turned funny direction though. One of the annoying parts when you get caught on an island, it always seems to turn your boat funny directions, so you gotta fix it. Look how fast this thing turns. I want to see a real aircraft carrier turn this fast. Whoo! Alright, you saw how fast that turned, right? Here's the really funny part. See if I can get over there, yeah. Look at how tiny that rudder is. That turned that boat that fast. Physics, baby. Definitely gonna need other ways up and down. Don't have to run all the way to the back every time. Figure that out here in a minute. Get the basics done first, and then we'll start worrying about staircases and whatnot. Out of wood again. Oh, and my dude's thirsty too. Alright, let's see. Oh, I used up all the freaking planks I had. Well, time to collect. Alright, we are running low on planks. Let's see. Do I have them? Yeah. Used them all up. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to wait and collect some. The nice part is, with this boat, that doesn't take very long. That'll give me time to kill the seagull! I take way too much satisfaction from killing seagulls, I know. But damn, it feels good. Yo, what's going on, Colfax? Why did my boat's turned? My boat. Oh. Why is my boat turned? Because I had it turning. Oops. I was actually just about to hop off, Colfax, go get some lunch. But let me show you what I've done real fast. So I get this freaking boat turned. Alright, there we go. Alright, recenter. So anyway, I got the second level almost done here. Just ran out of wood, so I got to do some collecting. So far, it's looking pretty nice. We got the 2 paddle wheels. I redid all the stilts because they were... I found a way to do it with 3 instead of 4. So it looks a little bit cleaner. But I think I'm going to do one more layer on top of this one. But I'll do some collecting before I stream it again. But yeah, I'll just keep working, man. I think it's going to turn out pretty cool, though, when all said and done. Be nice to have one a little bit smaller, as much as I'm going to miss the aircraft carrier, because this thing is redonkulous. But it was fun to build. And the zip lines are awesome. That's actually kind of like my favorite thing on this. Fun part of building tall boats. And once you get zip lines, they just cruising down. Woohoo! I don't know. That's just way too much fun. But anyway, yeah, you can see the size of it. I got to do a little curl at the front or something. That is crazy, isn't it? You know, like, at first when I was just building it, I was kind of like, it's okay. And then I built the freaking radio tower center stack, and I was just like, oh, yeah, dude, it's an aircraft carrier now. Yeah, that's, like, the part I'm most proud of is that. Because that just full-on says World War II aircraft carrier right there. But anyway, I'm going to jump off, go get some food, and I will see you later on Sark's stream. All right, buddy? Thanks for stopping by again. I really appreciate it.